Ardai has been living in the mass graves these nights. The current crickets are really different from before. All of them are ruthless, all of them are fierce, and all the sounds they call out are murderous. Ardai just doesn't understand why the current crickets had such poisonous grudges, so eager to bite, so eager to kill. However, all of them are ruthless, and in fact, they lose their meaning. It is even harder to want to get the best from the best and to top the best from the best. Ardai squatted between the grave and grave, listening very carefully. Ardai didn't dare to act rashly and didn't dare to turn on the flashlight easily. As soon as you move, those crickets will shut up immediately. Even if a person dies and becomes a cricket, what the undead fears is actually the living person. There is still a relationship of capture and prevention between the living and the dead. Otherwise, the crickets will not avoid the living people so much, and the crickets will not be so alert to the disturbance of the living people. Think about it. There are 2 tentacles on the head of the cricket and 2 tentacles on the buttocks. The 4 tentacles are actually 4 radars, keeping a high level of vigilance on the front, back, left, and right. This situation can only explain one problem. People have a deep worry about their own death. People never forget to warn themselves when they become crickets. Be vigilant and defend themselves. Among the many sounds of crickets, one voice attracted Ardai's attention. Like most ferocious crickets, this cricket makes a rare cry. However, its voice is hoarse, desolate, depressed, and has a metallic feel. Ardai's 2 ears were up immediately. Ardai slowly approached it, and as soon as he stepped forward, the cricket immediately stopped flapping its wings. Ardai stood there, waiting for up to 2-time meal. Later, the cricket called again, and before Ardai had time to move, the cricket's cries suddenly stopped. Ardai decided to wait. For this cricket, Ardai can wait till dawn. However, Ardai's waiting was not able to continue. He saw a darker shadow moving towards him in the dark night. Ardai didn't know who it was, but it was certain that it was another person who catches crickets. Ardai didn't want people to know that he had found another good cricket. Ardai decided to withdraw. Ardai remembered this tomb. Ardai was surprised to find that this tomb actually belongs to the little old man ringing the bell in the school. The little old man ringing the bell came to the village in the winter of 1958, and it was long when he came. It's been 10 years since saying it. The little old man is thin and skinny. He wears a tunic suit for 3 seasons of the year. The tunic suit is stiff, not sloppy or wrinkled. And the walk of the little old man is even more special. His steps are serious and severe, and every step is as mysterious as his hair. It is said that the little old man is from the city and has seen the world. As for why the little old man came to the countryside, it was terribly complicated. No one knows. However, someone heard from the principal of the school that the little old man had 5 tongues in his mouth. One speaks Shanghainese, one speaks Mandarin in the Twitter, and one speaks Englishy, which is English, and the rest of the 2 tongues, one speaks Franklishy and the other speaks Japanglishy. People in the village have been trying to figure out how the 5 tongues grow, but they just don't know, because the little old man never opens his mouth, never speaks. In fact, the people in the village don't care what the little old man's tongue speaks. What people are interested in is how the little old man kissed a woman when he was young. The woman must have had big bargains. Think about it. The 5 tongues churned together, don't they make a woman happy and crazy? But the myth was quickly shattered. Around the spring festival of that year, the little old man received a stack of letters from the city and a bottle of wine. The little old man read the letters first, then drank alcohol. The drunk old man sneered several times and actually left all the gentleness aside, opened his mouth, and started crying. People in the village rushed to tell each other. People said that the little old man had opened his mouth, and the little old man had opened his mouth. People in the entire village surrounded the little old man. People saw the little old man's wrinkled face, flushed like Latin pepper, with wine on his face and tears on his face. The little old man was extremely sad, as if no one was around, closed his eyes, and exposed all the tongue, teeth, and pain in his mouth to the people of the village. People were disappointed to find that the little old man had only 1 tongue. This is boring. People left the little old man and left the little old man alone in the winter wind. The little old man rings the bell in the school. In all fairness, the little old man rings the bell well. The teachers in the school said that his ringing has no error every second. You know, the people in the village used to rely on the last buzzer of the tweeter to know the time. But that was Beijing time. Tell me, what do the villagers want to know about the time in Beijing? Isn't that troublemaking? Now the little old man finally gave the villagers their time. The little old man is a clock in the village. His ghostly legs are the hour and minute hands on the alarm clock. Loneliness is the little old man's own, as long as he doesn't stop. Based on this, people forgave the only tongue in the little old man's mouth. It's certain that the little old man died this summer. However, the day and how the little old man died remains a mystery to this day. The little old man was a mystery when he was alive, and it made sense to die mysteriously. Some people are born with mysteriousness in their lives, and they have that fate. They do not even have shadows, like winds on top of trees. After the summer vacation came, the school was empty, and the whole campus was only left with the overwhelming sunshine and overwhelming cicada sounds, accompanied by the ghost-like figure of the little old man. However, the bell on the old locust tree rang every day, and the principal's wife ordered their alarm clock broke down. No matter whether there were students in the school or not, the bell still rings every day. A rooster has to crow. In mid-August, not far from school started, several families outside the schoolyard smelled the rancid smell of meat. The smell was getting stronger and more fierce. The blind old lady of the Jiang family said angrily, "Why is it so smelly? Is the little old man rotten in bed?" This statement brightened everyone's eyes, and people remembered that the bell on the old locust tree did not ring for 4 or 5 days. They climbed over the fence, kicked the door of the little old man's room, buzzed. The black flies rose into the air like a tornado spinning around. When the dense red-headed flies seized the door, thousands of red heads slammed into the August sun. In a blink, the door of the little old man's room was full of blood. The flies were flying, and the old man was laying in bed. Maggots came and went in and out of his nostrils, eye sockets, and ears. Their plump bodies are oily and shiny, and because of their clumsiness and laziness, their squirming became more and more eager and passionate. The army of maggots surged in the abdomen of the little old man, and they responded to the call of death in an invisible way of fighting in groups. They are scouting, digging deeply. You are arching me, I am squeezing you. They tossed up and down, rejoiced with a strong belief and the call of death. And the corpse of the little old man was so lonely. A lonely death is shameful because this kind of death often constitutes a nightmare for others. However, the lonely dead spirit may become the most vicious cricket. I am the one who redresses the grievances, and I must revenge the grievances. The resentment of a lifetime can only become sharp teeth.